Welcome back to the Catalyst podcast. Today we're going to talk about burnout and how to navigate it. Hi, I'm Sonia Pedowick, your host of the Catalyst podcast. I'm a small business owner here. I founded Torian Consulting 9 years ago, an IT staffing firm here in Las Vegas. And during pandemic, I started the Catalyst Mastermind Collaborative, a small business mastermind that serves the small business community. I'll be coming to you twice a week, once just to talk about business ownership and what a mastermind group is, and once a week with a small business owner who will share their stories about lessons learned, how they started their businesses, share their knowledge with you, and all about the small business community and networking here in the Las Vegas market. So let's get into it. Burnout. Gosh, it's such an interesting topic. I think a lot of business owners and founders experience burnout today because they are working so hard in their businesses instead of on their businesses. And so they're just taxed. There's just so much going on in the world, whether it's their businesses, what's happening on a national level, politically, globally. There's just so much coming at us that sometimes it's hard to compartmentalize and make sure that you're taking care of your own mental health and mental space. I think some of the things that I make sure that I do to avoid burnout is that I'm really good about time blocking. And I'm really good about making sure that I take the time to be with people who fill me up, I guess emotionally, mentally, on that level so that I can recharge my batteries. And being really in tune with what does recharge my batteries is really important. And that's different for everyone. Some people might enjoy going on long hikes. Some people might enjoy just disconnecting altogether. Some people might enjoy theater, whatever it is. It's really sitting down and taking a personal assessment of what that is for you as a business owner or just a human. For me, I love just quiet time. I love being with my family. I love sporting events. I love catching up on Hulu and Netflix. So making sure that I can catch up on that time and disconnect from my business is really important to have those moments to recharge. And the only way to really do that is to make sure I'm very intentional and specific with my time when I'm in my business. The last time that I felt burnout, I think it might have been, I would say years ago, maybe when I just didn't really have clarity. And it might have just been in the pandemic. And I think it had more to do with my working environment than the work. Just being stuck at home. I am not a work from home person. And I just think not having that get up and go, shower, put makeup on, that routine to go to a work office was really taxing for me. And I don't know if it was necessarily burnout or just like mental health was not as good for me. I need a place to go to work. I need community. I need that interaction and routine. And I think for me, once we were able to like move from our home offices back into a real office, everything changed back for me. I think you have to know yourself pretty well to know if you're showing your signs, or even if you're leading a team, pay attention to when those signs are bubbling up on your team. If you're seeing lack of focus, lack of attention to detail, lack of deliverables, if people are missing the mark on what it is that they say they want to do, if their general mood is changing, if you know them personally or just on a level at work and they're shifting in how they're showing up, it's really important. I don't think we do this enough just as humans, is check in on each other and just be like, how are you? Are you doing okay? What's going on? And I think sometimes as business owners, we shy away from that because we're worried about crossing that barrier into like personal and professional. But I think it's perfectly appropriate to like just ask someone like how they're doing and if everything is all right. And if they need to take a mental health break, if they need time to recharge, what's important for them to recharge, to be able to provide that to the people that not only that you work with, but I've noticed it too with people that I work with from a vendor perspective. Hey, is everything all right? I noticed like you're a little off today, or maybe you don't have that normal pep in your step. Or I'll even say to someone, if, hey, are you doing? And they go, oh, I'm good. And I'm like, wait, that didn't sound like real. That didn't sound authentic. And being able to check in with them on that and trusting my gut that what I heard is not really what they were maybe trying to convey to me. I don't know if I notice a trend that certain businesses or industries or anything experience burnout. I think it has more to do with culture. And that to me is a top down. If you have a business owner or leader that feels like they have to be the first one in the office, that they're the last one to leave, that they're taking work home, even as far as sending emails or notes outside of the work hour, sends the message that there may be that same expectation of the people that work with and for you, whether that's the employees that you work with or the vendors and partners that you engage with. If you're acting in that way, sometimes that sends the message that's also expected of them. Now, if that is, and you've made that clear to them, then that's one thing. But if you don't expect them to respond or show up that way, but yet you're doing it because you're in a higher position of power, you're sending that message unconsciously to them. And you could be on some level creating that burnout feel for them because they think that you expect them to show up in that way. So I don't know that it's industry specific or anything in that regard. It's just more of a cultural thing and the way that you may be choosing to lead your company. And it may not be even on a conscious level. It may be on an unconscious level that you're showing up that way. I think a mastermind community is really key in helping to prevent burnout because you're talking about it, because you're working on your business one day a month, you're showing up. And if you've created that connection with the people in the mastermind, then you're hopefully sharing those experiences with the other people in the table, or they are, and they give you that space to think, oh my gosh, wait a minute, I might also be walking through that as well. And if you're not at that place where you're sharing it, at least you're learning things through that once a month meeting, that once maybe a speaker, maybe something somebody else is sharing at the table. You're learning key time management tools, key habits that other business owners, and a lot of times all the time, you're a product of those people that you choose to hang out with. And so if you're at a mastermind table in a mastermind room and you're like, gosh, that business leader seems to be carrying themselves in this way and they have a lot of freedom. They seem to be carrying themselves with a lot of air of ease. What is it about them? What are they doing in their daily life? What are they doing in their daily business life that allows them to show up that way? You can talk with them. Hopefully they're sharing those things. I've learned so many things about time blocking, about the Pomodoro method, about choosing the three most important things to work on every day so that I'm not bogging down my day with hard tasks. I've learned about taking mental health and clarity breaks, all of these tools that I've learned from other business owners that were at the time leaps and bounds ahead of me, whether it was financially or farther along in their business that I've now applied in my business. I'm now passing those on to the people that are in my mastermind. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Catalyst podcast. If you're looking for a mastermind community where you can learn some of these tips and tools and how to make your professional and personal goals become a reality in 2025, click the show notes below, learn how to connect with me. If you want to join our online community, find us on Instagram at Catalyst Mastermind to stay up to date on all the latest happenings, join a meeting, or keep up to date on our latest show, Catalyst Mastermind on Instagram.